the Associated Press conducted a vote cast survey that found out a few things in regards to black voters. Well, you guys know that the midterms just took place, and during that survey, they found out that black voter support actually increased for the GOP from the tune of 8% to 14%, which some people are probably saying, well, that's not a lot. Well, if you're the Democratic Party, it is a lot, because that same survey discovered that Latino support for the GOP also increased. That being said, the Democrats cannot afford to lose very many black voters. Okay. Now, it is also said that during the gubernatorial race in Georgia, that Brian Kemp's support increased from 5% in 2020 to that of 12% in 2022. Now, some of the voters were saying, well, he seemed like he cared a little bit more. We heard radio ads, and, he and his team, their campaign, got out into the community a little bit more than that of Stacey Abrams. I guess, I heard too that Stacey Abrams' campaign kind of took some black voters for granted. And so that's what some are saying in regards to Georgia. Now, it's also said that Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, that the margin is very narrow there in regards to black voters swinging the vote to the GOP or to the DNC rather. And so they're saying that 2024 could be very telling, right? Because there are senator races and governor races and other things that are coming up in 2024. And so the Democratic Party should be concerned, because it seems like black people are fed up. Now, some of the reasons that were cited by black voters that used to be Democrats that voted for the GOP in 2020, they said things like education. One woman says, well, I have children and I don't like the agenda that the Democrats were pushing in schools. And, a lot of those agendas include LGBTQ stuff. They're like, what? I don't send my kids to school for that. I want them to get an education. But some of the other things that is kind of going forward, that's just not my thing, right? Some people are also saying, what? We got Juneteenth, but it ain't what we asked for. Somebody else said, hey, we need tangibles. Like, we need something like everybody else is getting something. And so, I don't know. I think we've kind of called this, especially Brother Phil always talks about that. Yes, there wasn't a whole lot of movement away from the Democratic Party this time around, but it is going to be like progression, right? It's going to slowly take place. And so with this poll by the Associated Press, I think that is very telling, and that black people are just like, what? We've tried the Democratic Party for a very long time, and for a very long time, we've got nothing specifically for black people. And one other person said, yeah, we got Ketanji Brown Jackson, Kamala Harris, and, some other key notable people that are in high positions in Washington, but that still does nothing specifically for us as black people. That's a win for them individually. It's not really a win for black people, right? So I don't know. Even though, again, as Brother Phil said, it wasn't like a mighty move away from the Democratic Party, it's going to happen. We're seeing it. And what we're seeing is black people waking up and saying, okay, enough of the duping. I want to vote for something that's, probably going to be my better interest. And that's another thing, too, somebody else said. They said, personally, the GOP, their values align more with mine, right? Like do for self type of thing. And another person said, in opposition to that, the Democratic Party, they rob us of accountability, and that, oh, you guys are helpless. You need us to do everything for you, which that everything turns out to be nothing, right? So I don't know. I think we're on to something. Y'all tell me. So for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.